My name is Cassy Summers. Welcome to the Curious Universe podcast. Welcome to this episode of the Curious Universe podcast. Thank you for joining me. Today, I want to explore something really different with you guys. And I feel like this is the beginning of something new. So I'm kind of like a little bubbling with enthusiasm of the possibility. And I'm making like a public, I'm going to make it like a public announcement, public service announcement. I want to do it my way. And I mean, like everything. Like, what if we could do everything our way? I'm going to need to give you some backstory as to what I'm even talking about, but I'm so grateful for myself for making this choice. And I kind of made it, I've been kind of like, thought I had made it, but until this moment, when I got on this video with you guys, I didn't actually fully commit to this choice. And now I am with you here. Thank you. There are so many things that I would say, especially a person in business, but maybe it's not especially a person in business, but I was looking at it within my business structure. So I'm going to start there and then we'll expand out and explore it even more. So with my business, I've always been willing to like ride the edge. Okay. So I'm kind of like, oh, this is what I know is what's acceptable, what I'm supposed to do, what's proper, all this stuff. And then I'll be like, this is what I would like to do. This is how like my way would be. And I'll kind of like ride this edge, you know? And I don't even know exactly why. It doesn't really matter why. The reasoning is irrelevant. But what has dynamically been in my awareness, I would say since probably really got me at New Year's is when it like seeped into my world. And more so and more so and more so is that a lot of us go along with things without even asking, is it true for me? And if it's not true for me, how would I like to be with it? What would I like to create? So I've done a bazillion videos on my YouTube channel, and my podcast lives there as well as Spotify and iTunes, depending on where you're going to catch this. But I've been doing weekly videos. So I do one weekly video on a Tuesday and one podcast every Thursday for over a year now. The podcast just had its like year anniversary a few months ago. And often when I'm creating, I'm looking at, okay, what's going on in the world? And that could be like kind of that bigger global perspective. But sometimes it's like, oh, well, you know, it's the holidays and that's affecting a lot of people. Or this month is February. So, I mean, what is there? There's Valentine's Day. And I even was putting on like this red shirt to be like themey. And in a way, I've had a lot of fun with that kind of stuff, right? It's like, but if I really looked at Valentine's Day, like really just kind of got present with this particular day, what does it mean to me? What does it mean to you? Like just actually sit with it for a second. What does it mean to you? If this day disappeared, okay, so let's say all the holidays that are currently exist in the whole planet, different cultures, different parts of the world, because there's lots that I don't even know about because I don't live there. and I just haven't heard about it yet. Okay, so if all of those disappeared in the whole entire world, and then I got to bring back the ones that I really loved, Valentine's Day wouldn't be one of them. It wouldn't. Growing up, all I saw was people being tortured by this day. They actually never got it. I was like, why do we care? Why is this a date night? Why is this, Like, and then I remember, actually, it was my friend's mom who was like my second mom. I loved her so much. And when like I had spent the night at my friend's house, I was like in high school, and that morning she had put like little chocolate hearts by her cereal bowls, and she was just like, Happy Valentine's Day. And I was like, oh my God, oh, this is so sweet. Like, oh, this is what it could be about. It could be about, showing people that you love them. And so I kind of like took the holiday in the spirit of that and just kind of tried to create something out of it. And so when I was looking at my business, I'm like, okay, people are going to be thinking about Valentine's Day. They're going to be thinking about relationships. How can I use that in my business? And I started to create content. I have some content that's going to come out this month that is around intimacy and that kind of stuff. And then it just kind of really hit me. There is using kind of what's going on to your advantage. And I mean to my advantage is to reach more people, to contribute to more people. But then there's also where we're taking something that doesn't work for us and we're like trying to tweak it so that it can kind of work for us enough for us to still do it. Do you get what I'm putting down? This might not be holidays for you. This could be something else in your life where you haven't been willing to truly do it your way. It could be in business. It could be in your career. It could be parenting, right? It could be how you want to do relationship, and you want to do it your way, not kind of like, okay, this is socially acceptable, and then I'm going to just ride that edge like I've been doing. Like, what is it that's truly true for you? What if you're willing to do it your way? And so right before I got on here, I was like, okay, I could do it. Like I had all these ideas for the Valentine's Day talk or the love talk or the whatever. And I'm like, actually, I'm really not feeling it. I really am not even excited about exploring this topic this year. What if that's okay? Maybe next year I'll be totally super into it. I don't know. But being willing to do it my way opened up this whole new possibility, because then I'm like, oh, wow, I could explore any conversation right now. And I'm not giving energy to something. It's like trying to animate the dead horse. Okay. I'm not, horse, the dead, like the burnt toast. Okay. Let's do that. Not trying to make the burnt toast like just a little bit better, like put enough stuff on top so that maybe don't taste the burnt stuff. How many of us are trying to animate, to put energy into things that we don't even truly care about, so that we are whatever, we're following the sheeple, that we're doing the thing that we're supposed to do. And then as the business portion, right? Like this is business tactics. This is where you're going to get, people are searching this stuff. You're going to get into the algorithm. Like we're all this thinking and all this trying to do it right, avoiding doing it wrong. But what if you could do it your way? Now, you might not even know what your way is. And I would say I've done things my way a lot more in the last 10 years than most people around me. Like I had a mohawk for 7 years. It's growing out now. But that was like my way of beauty, which was, it wasn't riding the edge. It was just fully my way of beauty. It was just an expression of what was true for me, which was so enlivening and joyful. But then I noticed when I'm having part of me, but then also like having a toe in this expectation of reality. So it could be with business or whatever, or even parenting. When I'm not enjoying parenting, I'm not doing it my way. I'm not, because when you're doing something your way, you're being it. You're being the expression of that. So when I'm being the expression of parenting, I'm not judging, not even trying to make it right. I'm just being the parent that I would like to be. Oh my God, it's so easy and so joyful. And my kids get so much more out of it too. But when I'm like, okay, I can do this because this is me, but I have to make sure there's these categories that I have to cover. I can't just fully do it my way. What have you bought that you can't fully do your way, or all these bad, awful things are going to happen? That's what I would love to explore with you today. Ask yourself that question. So here on the show, and even the show has been a little bit of it's been a lot of what I would like to do, but I've also been riding this little edge. So my sense is the show is going to completely change. And maybe not, maybe you won't even notice the difference. But if I was really creating this in the way that I would like to create it and expressing what I would like to express in the world and engaging with you in the way that I would like to engage with you, then it would shift a little bit. Not actually that much, which is awesome, but there's some different things that I would be creating here with you. And I would like to do that. And I am choosing that now. And that's that sense of choice. And then all energies change. What's so interesting is as everything changes, sometimes it doesn't even appear as though it's changed. So for your parenting, if you were to really be the parent that you would like to be, it might not seem very different to other people, but you have this greater sense of being, and the ease and the joy and the glory will show up. That's how you know that you're really, truly being with whatever you're engaging with. When it's your way, and please do not mistake when I say your way for my way or the highway, or that it's some kind of expectation or demand of other people, or that you're pushing your agenda or pushing something onto someone else. When it's actually congruent with you, there is no push or force. And that's the my way piece, is that I'm so congruent with this. This is what I would like to be creating in the world. These are the conversations I would really be lit up to have, when that enthusiasm for living is fully present and fully expressed. What if that's your way? However that shows up. Cool. There we go. I sense the shifting. I sense the transformation and change already showing up. This is awesome. And I wonder how much more you can explore this in your own curious universe. So and you could take different categories, or you could just be in the question all day long. If I was truly having my reality with this, which is essentially your way. What is your reality with this? And am I expressing that reality? Am I being that reality? Or am I riding both? Oh, yeah. All right. So I'm not going to make a video on Valentine's Day stuff. But I'm still going to post the content I already created, because it's really great stuff and I would like you to have it. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for the leaders showing up in the world that are willing to go, you know what? I know a friend who was Christmas has to go. In her universe, it's not a contribution. And for other people, it's a huge contribution. I'm not saying you got to throw out all the holidays, or you got to stop, you're going to come in and boss your boss around. But are you willing to actually have it be all that you would like it to be? Are you willing to have your career, your life, your relationships, your parenting, your money, whatever, even with your body, like, are you willing to have it match your reality of possibility? And if you are, the first step is just to get clear on what is actually even your way. Because most of us don't know. Like I started with, we've been entrained to follow. We are not empowered very often. Some people have been. So there's not a lot of empowerment to lead. So what if you were leading your own life, then you would lead it to greatness, right? Hopefully. And you would not lead it into someone else's idea or ideal of greatness, rightness, or whatever. It would be like, what is true for you? I'm going to leave you with that question. Thank you so much for joining me on this podcast. I've really enjoyed making these episodes, and I hope they contribute to you. If they do, please share them with a friend that you know that would like to explore such things. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you for exploring the curious universe with me. Your curiosity matters. And what if together we could create a greater, more curious world?